Good morning, everyone. I am CA Kriti, and it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this much-awaited 4th International Research Conference on Management, Global Perspectives on Green Management, a celebration of ideas, inquiry, and innovation. Today, this hall is not just a venue. It's a vibrant space where knowledge meets curiosity, where questions spark discoveries, and where researchers, scholars, and thinkers come together to shape a future. We are truly honored to have among us a distinguished gathering, eminent academicians, industry experts, passionate students, and dedicated researchers, all united by a common pursuit, the advancement of knowledge. Over the course of the day, we will witness an inspiring exchange of perspectives and groundbreaking work across diverse fields. Each presentation today represents countless hours of effort, critical thinking, and creative exploration, the very essence of research excellence. As we begin, let's embrace the spirit of collaboration, curiosity, and constructive dialogue that defines this conference. May today's discussions ignite new ideas, open new pathways, and strengthen our collective commitment to academic growth and innovation. Once again, a warm welcome to everyone. Let's make this conference a truly memorable and enlightening experience. To begin this wonderful day on an auspicious note, we now proceed for lighting of the lamp. The lighting of the lamp signifies the dispelling of darkness and the illumination of wisdom, a perfect symbol of the knowledge and enlightenment this conference stands for. May I now invite our esteemed delegates, Chairman and Governing Board KAT, CA Shri Sunil Ji Karve Sir, Dr. Svetlana Tatuskar, our Director, Dr. Bharti Deshpande, Dean, KBS, our esteemed guest, Dr. Ankud Girotri, Mr. Ankud Girotri, to please come and enlighten the lamp. I may also invite Ms. Janvi Raut for Saraswati Vandana. Thank you, Janvi, for that beautiful Saraswati Vandana. I would now request all dignitaries to take seats on the dais, please. It's now time to move ahead with the most insightful part of our inaugural session, the concept note. We are truly privileged to have with us Dr. Bharti Deshpande, a distinguished academician, an inspiring mentor, and a visionary leader whose guidance has always enriched our academic endeavors. Her commitment to research, excellence, and her constant encouragement have been a source of motivation for both faculty and students alike. Dr. Bharti is an accomplished academician and researcher with over 23 years of experience in teaching and mentoring in business schools. She is currently working as Dean for MMS program at Kohinoor Business School and Senior Member of Leadership at KT School of Management. She has earned a doctorate in management from Padma Shri D.Y. Patil University in the area of stress management. Approved Associate Professor by University of Mumbai. Her teaching areas are human resource management, organization behavior, performance management system, and strategic human resource management. Her research interest is in balanced scorecard. She has been recognized as the best professor in human resource management by a World HRD Congress 2024, leading professor from India 2023 by BTOC, and 3E Foundation for Innovative Teaching Pedagogy. Published more than 20 research papers in international journals, edited books, and conducted multiple MDPs. She is also the Chief Editor Journal of Management Development and Research Journal. I now request Dr. Bharti to read the concept note. Let's have a hand for Dr. Bharti.
The theme of the conference is Global Perspectives on Green Management, Innovation and Advancement through Best Practices. The research which is behind that is something which I want to put it in the concept note. That sets the pace for the conference. The world is facing unprecedented environmental challenges, necessitating a shift towards sustainable business models. Green management, which strategizes environmental consideration into corporate strategies, is no longer an option but a necessity. Organizations worldwide are adopting innovative approaches to balance profitability with sustainability. The increased global focus on sustainability and environmental conservation has made green management an essential strategy for the business world. The main challenges of these organizations who are adopting green management practices is to continuously execute and implement eco-friendly policies, innovate great technologies and sustainable business practices to reduce their carbon footprints as well as to ensure profitability to the stakeholders. However, a key challenge is policy making. It is very clear that in management principles, everybody must equally contribute to the organization, the government, the customer, as well as the local community. From where is the origin of this particular topic on sustainability? The concept of green management and sustainability has evolved over several decades, influenced by various factors and milestones. The concept of sustainable development has its roots in a variety of published work and efforts in environmental activism from 1960. Each instrumental in popularization and advancement of modern political environment, consciousness and disclosure. The release of Rachel Carson's Silent Springs in 1962 and of image distribution during the Apollo's mission has previously been cited as early influences on modern environmental sustainability movement. Another noteworthy publication was produced by the team of MIT, that is scientists and valued for its quantitative analysis approach, The Limits to Grow. Using advancement in computer aid, modeling and analysis technology, the MIT research team presented a compelling analysis demonstrating how the planet and the society would be severely affected if current rates of population growth and resource consumption were projected into future. The limits of growth further accelerated the global conservation concerning pollution and ecosystem, degraded and attracted interesting focus on sustainability concept. Further, the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development in Rio de Janeiro leads and adopted Agenda 21, which was also a value addition in the sustainability development. In 2000, the concept of CSR gains transition, with companies integrating environmentalist and social consideration into their operations. Evolution and growth since 2000, sustainability became a mainstream with increasing adoption of renewable energy, supply chain, and circular economy participation. 2000 year was the year of Mark. The United Nations adopted the Sustainable Development Goal, the SDGs, a global agenda for development. I would like to even brief about something in the origin in India. The origin of green management sustainability in India. Sustainable practice were deeply embedded. We have a different story here. It was embedded in ancient India culture and society, reflecting holistic approaches to the interconnectivity of life and nature. Agriculture, farmers practiced organic farming, crop rotation, mixed cropping, and rainwater harvesting without any synthetic chemicals. Concepts like ahimsa, that is extended to the treatment of nature, sacred groves were protected, early forms of wildlife sanctuaries were established by the rulers. Waste management practices such as composing organic waste and recycled metal and other materials were common. Green management system in India is rooted in the combination of crisis and growing international awareness. The country's early environment efforts were a reaction to several famines and need to increase agricultural productivity, leading to the Green Revolution in 1960. It was followed by implementation of foundation environmental laws like Water Preservation and Control Pollution Act 1974, the Air Prevention and Control Pollution Act 1981, and the Environmental Protection Act to manage pollution. Modern sustainability gained prominence in India after the commitment to UN, that is Sustainable Development Goals, in 2015. Driven by recognition of the need for inclusive green growth that balances economic progress with environmental. So what is the objective of this conference? With an objective to explore more insight about how to integrate green management principles with business practices for betterment of economy, this would provide a platform of exchange of knowledge, ideas, strategies, and information. This conference seeks to explore cutting-edge strategies and the best practices that business can implement to balance economic growth with environmental responsibility and to drive the sustainable development. This conference aims to explore global perspectives on green management, highlight pioneer innovations, and identify future trends in green management, and which needed to boost the economy. The conference will provide a platform for thoughtful leaders to share experience, present research findings, and engage in meaningful discussion. It includes plenary sessions developed by eminent industrialists, eminent academicians, industry leaders, policy makers, and offer publication opportunities and panel discussion with the industry experts. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Bharti ma'am, for setting the stage right for the discussion for today on green management. We are extremely privileged to introduce our keynote speaker for today, Mr. Ankur Girotri, a senior technology leader with over 18 years of experience across global fintech. Currently positioned as Director Technology at Marsh McLennan, he has previously served as CTO Consulting and Independent Director at India Bonds and Director Technology at CRISIL Limited. He specializes in driving digital transformation, modern engineering, and AI-led innovation, helping fintechs and startups reimagine products and scale through emerging technologies. I would now like to invite CA Shri Sunilji Karve sir to felicitate Mr. Ankur Girotri. Ms. Ankita Mukherjee, Research Associate, to come and introduce panel 1.
I think in the concept note, there is a lot that has already been covered of what I was supposed to share with you guys. But I specifically belong to a fintech, right? Wherein digital transformation, getting in things, moving very fast is what the motive of every fintech, right? But everything that moves fast doesn't specifically relate to the green or environmental best practices, right? But with fintech moving into the direction, fintechs are specifically moving from with the pace as green techs or evolving as green techs, right? Now with this, all the innovations that are happening, right? The organizations are specifically dwelling towards reducing their carbon footprints, correct? And that is what the approach of a green tech altogether. With this sustainability of green tech, there are lot of AI-enabled technologies that are evolving, right? Say for example, the government 2 years back came up with green bonds, right? I think everyone is aware of what green bonds is. Now to have investments over bonds which are specifically utilized for the environmental best practices, right, is what specifically relates to green bonds. But with green bonds, the government is also looking for a complete shift into lending space, banking space as well as payment space. So I think everyone is using GPay now, right? Everyone is aware of what Paytm is, right? So these are the approaches that are specifically taken up as green tech initiatives by the Government of India. With this, I'll give you an example which I came across. So I was discussing it with Sunil sir as well, of how government is approaching towards green tech, right? And a very small moves, I think, small initiatives actually leads more to sustainability, right? So a very, very good example that Government of India has set is by introducing FASTag, right? So that FASTag is what? FASTag is a very old technology, right? A very small step, but it has reduced carbon footprints like anything if you see. Right? So these are certain examples of how the Government of India is approaching towards green tech. Right? So I'll close my thoughts here. If you have any questions on how the government is approaching or how the fintech is enabling towards green tech, please reach out to me. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone has any questions? Feel free to ask if you have any questions. You can raise your hand and ask. Thank you so much, sir, for your insights on the topic. Ankita ma'am, may I now invite you? She's our research associate to come and introduce panel 1.
Good morning, everybody. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to our first panel discussion, where we'll dwell into the global perspective on green management. To guide this critical conversation, we are privileged to have with us an esteemed panel of academicians and industry leaders. Let me begin by introducing our moderator, a stalwart in the field of management education. He is Dr. Srini R. Iyengar, Professor and the former director of the prestigious Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Study. His 24 years career is marked by academic excellence, authorship of seminal text on strategic management and marketing management, and deep expertise in shaping business leader. He has also authored 10 textbooks, namely Strategic Management, Business Planning and Market Opportunities, Mall Management, Strategic Retail Management. He has published many articles, research paper, case studies in national and international journals, magazines, and newspapers of repute. His recent case studies has been published with IB publication. He is consulted by many organizations in the area of strategic marketing and retail strategy. His scholarly perspective will be invaluable in framing our dialogue today. I would request now our chairman, Shri Sunil Karve sir, to felicitate Dr. Iyengar. So now we'll start with our panelists. Our first panelist is Ms. Ruchita Mishra ma'am, Director of Procurement and Supply Chain at Sodaxo, a mechanical engineer and NMMI's alumni. She's a certified member of the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply Chain. With over 2 decades of experience at companies like Vodafone, Esser, and in Orbit Mall Private Limited, ma'am specializes in embedding sustainable and responsible sourcing strategies directly into global supply chain. I would request sir to felicitate ma'am. So the next panel member I would like to introduce is Mr. Ajay Gadi, Deputy General Manager at Reliance Industry, where he spearheads procurement for the green hydrogen value chain, an engineer and JBIMS alumni, Ajay sir career is a testament to the practical application of green management, transitioning from traditional hydrocarbon procurement to building the supply chain for India's renewable energy future, including electrolyzer gigafactory. Sir has decade of experience in Bajaj Electrical and Lodha Group. I would request our chairman sir to felicitate Ajay sir. I'll introduce the next panel member, Ms. Fenzi Pereira, Kohinoor alumni and team lead at Morningstar Sustainalytics. Fenzi is at the forefront of ESG data and risk research. She's an expert in the EU taxonomy, leading teams that provides the critical environmental risk assessment that guide trillions of dollars in global investment towards sustainable enterprise. I would request our sir to felicitate Fenzi Pereira. One of our panel member, Ms. Radhika Bajoria, is little bit late, but we'll continue with the discussion. So now I would request our panel to proceed with the discussion.
Very good morning. Very good morning. Pleasure of meeting you all. Thanks for the wonderful panelists, and the topic which you have taken is the need of an hour. That's what we always talk, need of an hour for last 10 years. Again we'll talk for another 15 years because the need of an hour. But how are you going to implement what all the things which we talk about? Because John Elkington talked about, that became a buzzword when he talked in 1994, right? Triple bottom line approach. When I say triple bottom line approach, it talks about people, society, right? And we talk about profit as a measurement and planning. And that became a major buzzword. And they said every company today talk about ESG. This all became a jargon. And sometimes still most of the companies wish to hear from that, because last year when I was taking lecture on strategy, I got one opportunity to interact with IM Sambalpur one session. And came just opportunity to interact one session about case study opposed, the case study about the Maple Foods. When I was discussing the case, first time I was discussing on the ESG part. I don't teach ESG, but that's my core area strategy. The company from Canada, and the company is close to, if you go to that, more than, you can go get it in Google, that company want to become net zero in 2050. And the company, what they do, per day they used to kill few thousand tons of, they prepare, Maple Foods manufacture mutton, meat. Now the another school of thoughts, one side we say, save energy, save people, save animal, save planet, save everything. Another side we are killing and now want to become. So when I was discussing in a class, in IIM, it became extremely different variation, and some students became more aggressive, some people started crying. Then I really thought what it is, how are we doing it? One side we said, do you really kill animal to save planet? But another school of thoughts, most of the people take non-veg, mutton or pork because that high protein. Some countries in western part, they may not have agriculture facility what we have. So how are you going to balance it? India is a country, we project outside the India, we are pure vegetarian. But inconvenient truth, out of 10 people, 6 people take non-veg. Is this question, now you will get a really, now if you are doing it, now how can you able to implement ESG sustainability in this business? So that Maple Foods makes, before when they cut that, that animals they used to kept in air-conditioned environment. And they get wonderful quality ambience. At the end of the day, they'll chop it, they make it to piece. Really, we don't know how are you going to balance it became, I'll tell you 3 different thought process. That's what that panel discussion is all about. We don't come to conclusion, we try to discuss it. I still remember Ajay, when he was my student long back, maybe 7 years before. And he came and met me, sir, I'm manufacturing of jaggery. That is organic in nature. He brought the sample, sir, can you help me how to market, because he want to become entrepreneur. In fact, he started that. I'm not sure what is that initiative, wish to hear after 7 years. Probably if could have success in that, today he may not be there at Reliance. Just now I come to know he's with Reliance. That means he started a visionary project, Jaggery, family run business, till it might be there as a business, I wish. And he said to us, Jaggery. I'll give you the scenario of it. Right now also I'm consulting Tuljapur Industries, I'm in the board, I'm in the few companies on the board. The question comes, the normal Jaggery today that a trader gives, that get it for 32 rupees kilo, if it is a commodity, not a branded. I will take commodity and put it in a retail pack of half a kg, 1 kg, the price somewhere between 60 to 80 depends upon the brand and where you keep the product in the store visibility or retail channels. And if you are taking this product in the name of organic, which is supposed to be, we talk about the health quotient and whatever the certificate, half a kilo around 75 and the price range between 150 to 200. Now, that is a very, very, very minuscule customer, people who book buy organic in the name of, really I don't know how many people are really organic product. Whether by giving a certificate whether it became organic, probably Ajay will explain that. And why people should be, I am very much worried about environment. But not necessary if I care for environment, why should I pay premium price? Is it not a company responsibility to make it less price? Or if they keep high price means only we want to keep green management. These are all the jargons which is happening in every industry. Whether it's automobile, whether it's a manufacturing industries, whether if today we talk about digital, everywhere that's what's happening it. Because customer has to bear initially the expenses, otherwise the company may not survive. Company has a good intention to do, but what support? EV vehicle government is supporting today, but the problem tomorrow will come how to recycle that. Because the shelf life of the vehicle comparatively less. Most of the EV vehicles still we require electric charging station. Some of the places where there is no electric, people use diesel and petrol to charge EV vehicle. See, that's a question what we have to try to discuss it. And also another school of thoughts. Are we losing our Indian principle, values, ethos? Nowhere in the world. Last year I was there, I stayed a couple of weeks in Harvard, they invited me. And trust me, can you raise your hands, how many people have a Tulsi plant at your home? I think you should clap it and deserve for it. Take the pic, this is the real record. Nowhere in the world, irrespective of community, irrespective of religion, you will find this in India. Tulsi is a high rich oxygen producer because even I'll tell you, in normal people they don't pluck the Tulsi just like that. People pluck it only in the morning. Before when they pluck they recite some slokas. In fact the sloka meaning literally says, Tulsi, I am going to pluck you for the purpose of puja to Lord Narayana. If I do any mistake, sincere apologies. I am telling you the literal meaning of it. Even if you pluck few leaf, we worried that much. We worship, nowhere in the world people worship trees. Nowhere in the world people worship animals. Nowhere in the world people worship rivers. When these things, when you did ancient, because I am writing a book on Indian business history, trust me, when we do this thing, Western country laughed on us. They said, bloody stupid guys, what you are doing? Or is it relevant? Why are you doing everything in the name of religion? Irrespective of India, that's a culture what we talk about. But today entire Western country is following it. And today when you talk about global warming, fantastic word. I love the word. If it is too much rain, people say global warming. If there is no rain, global warming. The way how we write in exam, right? Same answer for all questions. Right? And another school of thoughts, if there is too much sweats, people say global warming. Even if you don't get global warming. 20 years before, nobody knows what is cloud burst. 20 years before, we don't know what is tsunami. And Dubai, aaj dub gaya. That rain what Dubai gets in 2 days, nowhere in the history, what they used to get in an entire year, now they are getting it in just a few days. And today, in a country like India, Jaipur, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, across India, the temperature reached to 45, 50. Now people are advising don't come 10 to 5. Trust me, if we are following the same thing, if we don't take care of planet, 2050, we can't come out of our home. Forget about only in summer. Even though we read in book, summer, spring, autumn, winter. Tell me, really do you have this 4 seasons except the hotel 4 seasons in Mumbai? We don't have it. Let's accept the reality. We are the people, we culprit that we make society to harm. Another side we are saying we are saving. Probably it is a discussion will help us to understand. Probably I request every panel to talk few minutes because this entire plan we plan to make it I'm very happy the way they manage the time. Thanks to Galoti, he completed on before schedule. So we can complete it on time. And what we can do, everyone, because I'm happy they brought different personality from different industries. Let them speak on their own angle. What is their views? What is their... Let them share their views the way I shared it. Maybe 3 to 5 minutes. When one speaker is not there, so you'll get additional couple of minutes. So, right? So you can try to talk about the 5 to 6 minutes and share your views in general. Then we'll go for question answers. Then we'll also invite questions from the audience. Thank you.
So hi, good morning all. As we hear from him, and the problem comes when we hear from and we set some expectation. So I remember during my college time also, when his lecture was there, almost 18 years back. So he used to not come with any notes or nothing. So 1 hour used to 2 hours, we used to just simply listen to him, and with the examples and such a humorous way he used to put it. So by the time the lecture is over, our cheeks used to pale like this. A lot of times we was just smiling and laughing only. So we'll have that experience. Anyway, first of all, thank you all the panelists joining here and the organizer. This is a really interesting topic, and what Srini sir explained, it's a need of our carbon neutrality and renewable energy. So let's go back to some facts and numbers. So as you all aware, so in India or across the globe, we are generating almost 40 gigatons of CO2. What is the capacity of environment? It's 1200 gigaton. So if we don't increase the output, and this 40 gigatons goes to reach that tipping point is 30 years. So 1200 divided by 40, simple maths. So what will happen if we reach that tipping point? The temperature rise, what he mentioned. So temperature rise, anything beyond 2 degrees is disastrous. So even no scientists, researchers able to forecast what can the scale of disasters will be. So this is a problem. Now, what will be the solution? So we have to increase that span of 30 years, be it 50 years, 60 years. So the focus is to bring down that for 40 gigatons of CO2 emissions to maybe 20, 10. That's how the government is pushing for. So major solutions comes across the energy sectors, which generates the largest quantum of CO2. One is energy and the second is the mobility. So in energy, we are working on the areas like solar is there, BS is there, battery energy storage system. Hydrogen is there, where we generate the green hydrogen. So I am taking care of the project at the Reliance Industry on the green hydrogen. So what is different between there is a gray hydrogen, green hydrogen, and the concept is all blue hydrogen also. So just a layman's language, green hydrogen is having the all green backward routes where the CO2 emission is barely minimum with the electrolysis process. So we split the water molecule, hydrogen and oxygen. That's how the hydrogen is generated with the help of electrolyzers. And for that energy, what is going to get into the electrolyzer, it's generated through the green route. Either it will be solar, wind or hydro. So that's the integrated process of green hydrogen. So next concept is of gray hydrogen, where the CO2 emission is almost 9 to 10 kg per hydrogen, per kg of hydrogen, CO2 is emitted. So gray. The cost of gray hydrogen currently is around $2 per kg. Vis-a-vis of green hydrogen, it stands at $5 to $6. What he mentioned, it has to be the affordability also. So we are facing that challenge currently. The green hydrogen is costing at $5 to $6, gray hydrogen at $1 to $2, and a blue hydrogen where CO2 is captured. So it is again $2 to $3. So when this will be affordable? So any product which has to be launched, okay, for example, we have for the hydrogen, what is the application of the hydrogen? Okay, no doubt one is the energy, where you will be utilizing energy. Second is the chemicals. the green chemicals or ammonia will be utilizing for that. But ये आता कहाँ से? Economics अभी नहीं बैठ रहा फिलहाल. Reason is there the cost. Initial high capex cost, because the operating cost will be hardly minimal because the renewable sources are there. But the main is the high capex cost. So we are working on that backward integration, how we can be done, it can be reduced, and simultaneously we are dealing with a certain tenders where we can sell our products. So we are working across the globe. So where the green ammonia, where the customer is able to pay the premium. Yes, there is a scope where the customer is able to premium. What example he gave about the organic product. There is a market. It's not only the push we are able to sell something, but there is a need from the consumer and customers about these green premium products. They are able to pay the premium also. I recently enrolled one marathon, and in the bib collection, there was one concept of green bib. So they charge a premium, and people are able to pay for that. So X amount is for your normal bib, and almost 2 to 3X is for the green bib. So I just went, oh, what is the green bib concept? Then we come, they are planting some trees and hydrogen point of view, carbon emission point of view, neutrality point of view. They are balancing the nature. That's how they are doing. I'll come back again. So this was the thing about what the problem stated and what can be a solution going forward. Now let's see how the industry is looking forward for that. So interaction in morning when I came, so it's not only the CSR activity we should look at. It's the self-discipline, it has to come to individual. So point is that industries are not looking only for CSR activities, but there is a business opportunities with strong economic returns. I'll share examples few of that. One of the case studies I came across was the Lufthansa Airlines, though they introduced the green fares. So they are able to generate some 20% additional revenues. So how? Just to introducing the green fuel. CSR, some terminology is there for the normal aviation fuels के बजाय उन्होंने sustainable fuels use किए. They're able to sell that certain portion of sets with a premium. Even IBM recently, they saved something $115 million, not by any layoff or any other traditional practices, just because introducing this green management, where the small savings on their equipments, data centers, how the data can be easily available at quickest time. So all these green management concept they implemented, and they're able to save such millions. So it's not only the CSR activity point of view you should think, but it's exactly there are a lot of opportunity from the economic returns point of view also. The number of case studies are there where we can come across how the industries are able to implement these business strategies.
I request other speakers.
Yeah, please.
Then we'll have
One more round.
yeah. Next round will be only question answers.
Okay, we'll try to keep as per time, Professor.
Yeah.
So first of all, KBS, thanks for getting me here. In fact, you know, when I was coming and 2 days back, I posted on LinkedIn. So one of my teammate actually screamed that, "Ma'am, I'm from KBS and I'm very proud of my college." So that's a round of applause for the institute. Thank you. And I think the way Professor said and Ajay said, I think green initiatives, our global perspective on green is very, very simple. Earth has only this much of resources. The millennial batch and the previous to that has been exhausting it. If we continue to exhaust, then it is not going to remain for you, Gen Z. And do you want to live without air, without water, without free air? We all know what is the AI air index, which is there in Delhi. It is also coming in Mumbai. Do we all want that? Yeah. So it's just that all of us have been doing something around that. We have Professor talking about, we have Ajay talked about energy resources, we have Ankur talking about fintech. So there are various elements to it. I belong to Sodexo and I am from food industry. Now, a lot of people ask me, what are green initiatives in food industry? You know, and do you remember that aura? At least the time I have been, when I was a kid, my mom used to push me to wear cotton clothing and linen clothing, and we used to hate. We used to like those glittery and. But now everyone is moving towards linen clothing, right? Because we understand it's more breathable, it's good for your body, you feel fresh in that. Similar to that. Anyone have heard of cage-free egg? What is cage-free egg? Any thoughts around it? So simple things like sustainable seafood, having a FSC certified paper. So we all use tissue papers, right? Not all the tissue paper are certified. What is FSC certified? It's a forest certified. So whenever they cut a tree, they plant equivalent or 10 times tree to produce that tissue paper. So it's very easy to talk about this initiative, but when you implement it on a day-to-day basis and when you connect every industry, be it someone who is working in renewable sources have a role to play, a fintech, it will not happen if you are not able to track it in terms of ROI, in terms of digital implementation. So that's how it is. It is an end-to-end circular economy. Now, just 2 more minutes, Professor. And yeah. So I was talking about cage-free egg. A quick shout out. Do anyone know what is cage-free egg? Okay. Quickly. You are bingo, right? So just to share, you know, a size of a battery cage, a little more than this. So in this kind of box, there are 3 hens which stays, and they stays there forever. And in that only they have been given a feed, a water, and they lay eggs in the same. So it's like a mechanical process. But, so imagine if this room you have to set up a farm like that, you can store say 5,000 eggs, 5,000 hens, and a conveyor belt, blah, blah, blah. But if you have to put up a garden, lay them free, and you know what is it? If you really go back to your village, that's how hen used to give egg earlier, right? It's not a new concept. But what is the price difference between a normal egg and a cage-free egg? Double. So had we adopted those practice, valued what was going in our village that point of time, and got that opportunity to those farmers, the price would have been not double. So it is some bit of imbalance which has been created, and now all the industry has been trying to correct. That's what the green initiatives are. And now it is no more about CSR. It is a strategic call out, because it's not that now few companies does not want ESG scoring or green initiative. Everyone needs that. Someone has very dull up in this initiative. Someone has just started the race. So it's just about that. I think I'll continue later. Over to you.
So, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am, for inviting me. I am an alumni of KBS here, and very much honored to be on this side of the table. And when it comes to sustainability and green management, I started off as a finance student, and when I got involved in understanding investments and understanding research, I realized there has to be something more to it. Okay, I mean, it's more to just making profits out of it, or more to just making money out of the money that we invest. So my shift to ESG made me realize that it is so much important to put, awareness out there through data, that how much or which companies are really following these rules or principles or policies when we talk about, which are implemented, or say which are introduced by the government, which are introduced for to help the environment, to help to grow sustainability, not just through reporting purposes, but also to understand what that reporting is all about. Where does it start? Okay, it starts, of course, in a boardroom. It has to be integrated into strategy. It cannot just be, a a passing statement that we need to bring about sustainability in our company. But it starts with turning that into a principal thing. It's a principal thing when it comes to sustainability. It has to be integrated into the performance of a CFO. To analyze their performance of how much of their strategies are actually bringing about, boost in the E, S, and G domain. When we talk about E, we're talking about environment. We're talking about reducing our GHG emissions or transitioning to a green energy. When you're talking about social, we're talking about how the welfare and the well-being of the employees, the stakeholders, and the governance part, as I already covered, it's talking about just integrating into the strategy. So reporting on these there are many frameworks around. I would say there are many frameworks. We have heard about TCFD, TNFD. We have heard about the companies releasing their ESG data book. They're giving you sustainability reporting through GRIs, EU taxonomy. But there is also a need to standardize the reporting so that there is easier comparability and verifiability altogether. So one of the things which currently is implemented is the ISSB reporting, where the way we have IFRS for financial reporting, ISSB is for the sustainability reporting domain, where it can be globally applied. It can be globally applied, and only if governments and institutions embed this into their policies and frameworks, that it is important for them to report. And not just report, but also ensure that they're reporting correctly, because it has to be audited. It has to be, have a third-party verification, so that whatever numbers are, going out there for us to share, like, what data companies do is that they bring everything into one platform and give it to you, so that you can compare 2-3 companies against each other, so that where you're putting your money. Whenever you're putting your money, is it into something, is that company really working in terms of their green initiatives? So that is also important. It's your act and where you put your money. That's also very much important in the field of sustainability, and that's where I am currently heading. I'm not saying that I've arrived there and understanding everything about it, but there's so much if we go out there and read about it that we can implement in our day-to-day work as well. So thank you.
Wonderful. Happy we set a platform for discussion. I really wonder that how the discussion is happening. Also, I would like to appreciate Ruchita ma'am, because I remember when you take group photos, when the topic on green management, madam customize her costume also into green. Right? So you can clap for that, that appreciation for this. The reason is, that we should that shows the passion and interest. If you, for the conference, if you give that much, obviously when you love the topic on green management, where we are going to stay our life together, live together in that earth planet, what are we going to do that? Probably, we are not going to change the world, trust me. I always say, those who are married, having a kids, it's a fact, you can't able to change even one TV channel. But here we talk about change management to change the world. The micro level, somewhere we have to start. Right? But this type of conference again and again, at least will give thought process. What is happening it apart from the textbook. For example, as madam said, I really appreciate that, that cage-free end. I still remember 90% people we used to buy apparel and we used to go to tailor and stitch. Tailor will charge few hundred rupees. Even today in Bombay, 300 rupees or 400 rupees pair for less than 700 or 1000 rupees. What we have done, we went to modernization, we went to industrialization, everything shifted to ready-made. Everything. And the earlier tailoring has become 100% customized. And we went from there and went to ready-made. Now, people say we need customized shirt. Now we are going back. For शादी के लिए रेडीमेड नहीं लेते, बोलते हमारा कस्टमाइज सिलाने का. वो टाइम टेलर के पास जाते तो टेलर मारते, बोलते मैं टेलर नहीं हूँ, कॉस्ट्यूम डिजाइनर हूँ. उसका नॉमेनक्लेचर क्या हो गया? टेलर का ही काम है, बट कॉस्ट्यूम डिजाइनर है. व्हाट इज द आउटकम? You have to pay 10-15,000. Exactly, this is what happening. We are losing. Again and again, I always say, we don't need to reinvent the wheels. Whatever we have, Indians, our culture, please maintain that. If we could able to maintain it, I'm sure at least the 2050 became 2060. Rest of the country will go 2040. So whether we talk about, I can give hundreds of examples. You can see how our lifestyle is changing it. How we are food, style, culture, how we are harming societies. But are we talking about as a strategy, as a competitive advantage or a cost? End of the day, we have to pay for it. Madam, your views on it.
So definitely, you are correct. You have to pay a cost when it comes to sustainability. But if you see overall picture, sustainable solutions are not always costly. If you see total cost of ownership. So the initial investment on this initiative could be costly. Yes, we talked about we switch from one type of clothing to now. I'll talk a little overview, bigger overview from organization perspective. So for example, putting up all the IoT-based solutions, putting up packaging plants, which gives you sustainable packing, investing into a huge capex, yes, that does involve a one-time initial cost. But if you see over a period of time, it will help you to reduce your wastage. It will also improve your brand value as an organization, so more and more people will come to you. Have you all bought organic food item just because it is an organic and you knew it was expensive? Still, did you went for a blueberry or a mango which is not carbide? Yeah, we all do that, which means there is as such not a dearth of resources, but people want safe, they want that brand value, they want something which is organically or so. If you see overall cycle of total and what does it brings to you, and if we talk about this food, simple example in our daily language, what is the total cost of ownership? Alpanzos, which is organically, mangoes has been organically grown, would be 2x, but in return it will bring, at least it will harm your body a little more, a little less than a normal one, right? So it will save you from a doctor cost, it will save you from, and you are giving good food to like Spark of India over here, a lot of youth sitting, and to your family and to yourself. So coming back to that point, Professor, to a lot of organization, all the green initiative does costly. It is costly as a first time investment. But if you see overall cycle of implementation, maintaining, the saving it will give you over a period of time, the brand value it will give you over a period of time, and now is the time you don't have choice. So the earlier you start, the more option you have. If you still start after 5 years, I think you will not have resources to use, so you will have to fall into this boat very quickly.
Wow. Now this question leads me to another experience, because I learned through experience. Every day we can learn. Honestly, a few days before I was purchasing a custard apple, you have seen, no, Mumbai market is available. The vendor which is next to me, I was taking that custard apple. Obviously we have our own method of buying, no? Shimla mirchi le to vajan kaise hai, bindi re to tod ke lete hain. And सीताफल का मेला भाई, ऐसे मुझे मालूम नहीं कैसे लेने का. सर आप थोड़ा प्रेस करके देखो, थोड़ा अच्छा रहता है, स्मेल देखो. फिर भी मेरा डाउट लग रहा है, थोड़ा खोल के दिखाओ. Then he खोल के दिखाया, there is some few worms. I said, boss, what is it? Are you selling worm item? Unethical. These are all not good for quality, health, hygiene. That fellow smilingly said, sir, if it is chemical, no, there will be no worm. This is original, that's why there is a worm. Honestly, you can, I mean, now I am a customer, I am really got confused what to buy. That's what madam said, right? Now whether I pay price for it or whether I should not pay for it. I think this type of answer, obviously Ajay will give, because he is also an entrepreneur. Jaggery, he made an attempt, and he also working now with the corporate side. Sir, now my dilemma. What do you think my challenge as a customer, as a company, what is your challenge? आपका भी challenge है, ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, मार्केट में भेजो, मंगा में भेजो, अरे प्लैनेट बाढ़ में जाओ, मैं क्यों पैसा एक्स्ट्रा देने का? अभी देखो ना, प्लास्टिक बंद करो बोलते हैं. I don't mind. I'll take discussion for that, you know. I still remember, in fact, this type of conference, I try to teach you that. When you go to any retail outlet, पहले ये लोग तेली देके पुकड़ में देके धंधा करते था. आज का वही तेल का 20 रुपये ले रहे और 30 रुपये ले रहे. चलो, I don't mind to pay price. But if they put their brand, don't pay price. Because as per the customer production ad, if they sell the teli, it should be pure white. Certain micron. If they put their brand and sell 20 rupees, don't pay price. You should say them in the counter, I will put case against you. If you put brand, give the cover free. Now the problem, how corporate is taking cleverly advantage. By selling a plastic cover, they make more money. The way some of these schools, they, instead of their fees, they get more application fee, right? That's a building model, business model happens. And now, that's what happens. Now, I leave the questions to Ajay because certain answer only God can answer. Sometimes people also make an attempt. So yeah, now your choice.
I will take from that example where Shrini sir took about that fruit, and madam also mentioned about the mango. So I'll share one it happened with me. Okay. So from our mango farm, we used to sell at some fleet markets. Okay. At the premium area in Nasik, we displays on the stall. So my adjacent, which is a traditional method of mango, so he is selling 100 rupees a kg. So we thought, okay, because why the customer don't have to pay extra, and we know the cost of production, organic way, it has not costed me more. I also put it at 100 rupees. But seeing it was a known one, the people were buying, and no big sale was happening because it was selling at 100 rupees. So then we decided, what is going wrong here? The being organic, people are not still in it. Then we thought कि नहीं इसको थोड़ा price 100 नहीं 150 कर देते हैं. The moment we change the price from 100 to 150, and we sold out within I think 40-45 minutes. The point is that until unless you won't tag this as a premium, the perception of the consumer or customer is it's not authentic. So that's the challenge, sir. कि we try to give it the same price, but customer का आज का ये कि until and it's not a premium. So that's the perception is that anything organic, sustainable, it has to be premium. It is not that way. So what challenges organic industry point of view we are facing, being this to be available as affordable, main is a high investment, high interest rate, and we don't have the expertise on the green management. So these are the few challenges. Even government responsibilities. Only examples, जहाँ camera लगे होते हैं, we slow down our pace. Whenever the camera is not there, we are just riding at the speed. That's how. Whenever the government restriction, we try to fulfill that requirement. But discipline is not within that. So we as a company, we are working on the 4I model, where we see the green management, okay, inside, where there are opportunities and areas where we can increase the efficiency. I am from the supply chain side, for example, any equipment I have to buy. So we don't go only the L1 price, ki ye lowest meeting all quality parameter requirements, but we look after the total cost of ownership, sustainability point of view. Iska 5 years, 10 years, what is the cost to me? How the energy saving is going to get down? What are the spares requirement for that? So it's not only the time of purchase that cost, but 20 years, what will my total cost of ownership? That's how the sustainability comes. So first insights where we identify the areas implementing this green management in our strategies. Second thing, innovate, redesign your operations to implement this. And the third is implementation, whatever the all strategy we are doing. Because once a time, sir used to teach what is strategy is nothing but 90% implementation and 10% strategy. It's only 10% of the strategy. You have to implement something. Only paper पे नहीं आना चाहिए, actual में होना चाहिए. And fourth, you account it. How the accounting is done, there is a government body, BRSR, under the SEBI, where the carbon credits we have to inform. The fourth I start for inform. So we have to inform of the carbon credits. The carbon credits, how that is, I'll just share one example. For example, we are a manufacturing steel industry. And he has a cap of 100 CO2 units he can allowable for generating. Some can generate 120 with my all the green innovative implementation strategy. I can bring down that CO2 emission to 80. And that's how the saving that 20, we can save that, create a carbon credits. And we can sell trade off with the next competitors. Similarly, at Vantara, Jamnagar, we are utilizing. Officially, they are not put up, this is for the carbon credits, but yes, anything wetland, what we are utilizing for the forestation or for domestication point of view, the certain carbon dioxide is getting absorbed. That's why how we create the carbon credits.
Yeah, I'm happy whenever Ajay speaks, he remembers my lecture. That gives me more responsibility. I have to teach more near future also to my, so that people remember after 5-7 years also. Right. Everywhere today we talk about digitization. Everything became digitization. I'm happy even IRCTC also today if we talk about that local transport, they made everything. You can buy ticket through online. You don't need to stand in queue. But honestly, they also invested in technology. They transfer the benefit to customer. Even if you buy a season ticket, you will get 10-20 rupees back. Now, near future, Railway may not recruit too many people on the cash counter. Everything can be done on your own. That's why the model works. Everything became digitization means it has become more customer friendly. It also company uses as a competitive advantage. In financial business, what is your view, madam? What all the initiative has done by in your so-called that financial industry, even though India's biggest market? What are the digitization? How it is impacting it in green technology, how we are transferring that benefits to the customer.
So when we talk about digitization, it's a good thing, I would say, that we are moving towards digitization. The government has done a lot of initiatives, I would say. So sometimes even if you don't carry cash and just move out, that's fine. You have your phone. You can do anything through your phone, right? One of the things that can help in making this green for us is the data centers which are there. How they are sourced, how the energy for those data centers are sourced. If you must have read recently that even one prompt on your AI leads to a lot of consumption and a lot of heat getting generated and a lot of emissions that it leads to. Right? And the most important part here is, I would say, transitioning to green energy, which will help boost our digitization. Reducing fossil fuels, natural gas, coal, and moving to green, I would say solar, wind, hydro. And one of the things that was very noteworthy for me was that India has reached 220.10 gigawatts of installed renewable capacity, and solar is contributing to 105 gigawatts, which is a commendable thing for us, I would say. So this is something that even I, as I'm proud as an Indian to say that we are, as a country, moving towards helping towards making a contribution to bringing down our levels of emissions. So digitization in itself is great for us, but from where it is sourced from is important. And therefore, I would say that companies and manufacturing units and data centers should now move towards producing energy which is green, which will then boost our digital platforms further. Even an AI prompt won't be that bad or hurtful for us that, I just put can you just give me this photograph transformed into an AI photo, And sometimes what we do is we just add another prompt, like more AI, even that one word can lead to a lot, right? So it feels guilty. I would say I feel guilty to put short prompts on AI. I would rather put everything that I need in one go and ask them, can you give this to me? So I would say till we reach there, let us all also focus on using AI very discreetly and smartly so that we are sitting at home, not leading to something that is, happening out there in our environment.
Wonderful. I'm really happy to see this panel. Honestly, my observation, I've been to many panels. Every week, almost on an average, I go. This panel, I really loves it. The reason is, everybody came with a wonderful preparation. You can give claps to them. That shows that how serious everybody is sitting in a notes. That shows that commitment, You can clap for it, nothing wrong. And now, the topic also we talk about global perspectives, right? If you go to Brazil and talk about, what is your green perspectives? They said we want to save Amazon. Because every country has some uniqueness. If we go to US, they talk about net zero, 2050, carbon neutrality because they make worst pollution to the world. It's an inconvenient truth. If you go to Saudi, they don't say save trees because there is no trees to them. You know what they will say? We want to save, again, carbon neutrality because they use extensive air conditions in the world and they don't have any natural resources. And what they want to say, they want to save that, how they can achieve that carbon emissions because they automobile highest consumptions. So every country, we can't, India is one of the largest solar in the world today because naturally we got sunlight. So every country has some competitive advantage and uniqueness. And we are still rated in the globally, we are developing economy. We are not developed still. If we want to become 2047 Vikshit Bharat developed economy, right? Now same question to all the three panels. From your industries, what do you think is this what needs to be done within this immediate plan of action? If we do something, we hope, we expect something will happen on this direction. I may not expect in Ajay Gade's domain. Probably if you could able to share from your angle. Right now I'll start from Ruchita ma'am so that the question will come from this side.
So sir, I am from food industry. I am from Sodexo and Sodexo is into food and facility management. So my responsibility is to get organic, green food as a sustainable solution, to promote a lot of SMEs, and I'll just take it a little beyond than the raw material. When I mean for green food, it is organically grown, it is safe to have. Second part, involving a lot of farmer organizations. So we might go to all the big entities, wholesalers, but if I'm missing SME, if I'm missing farmer organization, then again we are not taking care of our people. And ESG, she just talked about it. ESG is not just about environment, it's about a lot of other things. So how can we reach out to this SMEs, to the farmer, to promote more and more farmer? And you have two advantage. One, they give you better products, better grown products. Second is also cost saving. They are getting a forum for that. You're cutting all the middlemen. So the quality of the product is also good. Third, in my industry again, do you realize how much of wastage peels any organization would generate and what is the waste management? Still very few, and this waste management as a problem remains same, whether it's an industry, any industry, chemical industry, whether it's food industry. Now, very less people follow this circular economy to dispose of this waste management. Have you ever gone to a mall where you will see a small pack in the zip pouch kept that I am a dry manure, please pick me up and use in your trees? That's actually a manure drawn from a OWC machine, a composite machine. So not many organizations are working into this waste management. So I think you have to, again, going to that total cost of economy, which Ajay also talked about, when you're buying the product, either when you're buying an equipment or when you're buying a food, when you're implementing it, what is the cost of maintenance, what is the cost of customer health, consumer health, when you are disposing it off after 10 years, 15 years, how much waste you're generating, what is the disposable cost. All those comes into the cycle. And it impacts environment also. So you're using, again, food industry, we are the biggest consumer of fuel, right? So, and they're all very suspect to it. So how do you deal with this, with these problems over a period of time? And like I drive a lot of initiatives, cage-free I talked about, sustainable seafood I talked about, hygiene paper. And before into Sodexo, I just used to wash and walk into the washroom and pull out 2 tissue paper very easily. But now I restrict. I won't say that I don't use it, but you stop at 1 because you know it is affecting someone else and it's affecting a bigger agenda. And these initiatives are no more a need. It is your sustainability initiative. So every organization needs to invest in it. You need to monitor it. So she beautifully talked about digital. And digital will not help us as much in sustainability, but data won't lie. So how you will track this if you don't know your sustainability initiative? So that's why this tracking is important, and that's why to monitor your progress, data is important. That's all, Professor.
Fabulous, ma'am.
Professor, you heard us. You heard us. We keep on hearing Professor. Professor should be.
I said, ma'am, it's not taking mic. I said, yeah.
Okay. So, as you mentioned about different countries, having their own initiatives, historically, I would say the reason why we have global warming, climate change today is because these major countries like Europe, US, they're the ones who have created a long-term damage. They're the ones who should be strongly moving towards it. I would say countries like we who are developing countries like India, China, have just arrived and just come into industrial revolution just for the, just very recently, I would say, as compared to those countries. And that is the reason today even we are obligated, because the damage they created, we must also ensure that, that we do not create those long-term damages ourselves. At the same time, help correct the damages they have created as well. But their contributions should be more than our contributions, that is what I feel. But at the same time, not neglecting over the fact that we are needed in our, as ma'am put it together, like, pulling a tissue paper, which is like excessively just to wipe your hands off, it's stopping to use paper cups, plastic plates. So some of the things that I have observed in my office as well, that, we have moved from a regular tissue paper to a recycled tissue paper, a recycled toilet paper roll as well. The coffee machine used to always have paper cups. Now that is discarded entirely. We have mugs which can be washed and then reused all over again. And there are these tiny things, these small things are what make greater impact, because as they say, there's a saying in Hindi, like boon boon se sagar banta hai. So I would say these are small drops which would create, a magnitude of difference. The same thing goes in our day-to-day as well. I would say that, when we leave a room, just turn off the switch. Don't leave the lights on. We hear our mom saying that, yelling at us, come here. I remember looking at this reel, where a mother calls a child and asks, is there, can you see someone in this room right now? And the child is like, no, I can't. And then the mother slaps her, why is the light still on? That was funny though. I mean, but I would say we are trying to save electricity so that we don't get a bill, a high, huge bill. But that is also something that would help our environment in the long run, I would say. So imbibing sustainability in our day-to-day is also very much crucial and important, even if we have not been initially among the major countries who contributed very highly to, global warming. So that's
Ajay.
my thoughts.
Ajay sir.
Wonderful thoughts, Ruchita and Fanzi. You covered the small aspects and discipline what at a corporate level it's taking. I'll just share a few examples. Okay, so in our campus office area, there are almost 20,000 vehicles coming, employees that much. So for the green management point of view, they have created parking slots near to the door entrance. So a lot of people think that individual leke jane ka hai, to by time 10:30 all the parking places are full and you have to walk almost a half a kilometer or a 600 meter. Yes. So what initiative they're doing just to promote the carpool? So they created the designated parking slots for the carpool people. So automatically, if in my building 3-4 people are coming, so ye time pe to parking milega nahi, let's do a carpool and that's how the small steps they are taking to motivate to the sustainability point of view. From their economic point of view, as you are all aware, before this 4G came into place, 1 GB data used to cost almost 1200 rupees. 1200 rupees I had. We used to recharge for the MBs. But now due to this revolution after Jio launch, so it's hardly 1 GB got is 5 rupees. Or even lesser than that. So similarly, things will be there. A big plan is coming with the alliance with the solar point of view. So currently we are depending on the Chinese being on economic scale, then manufacturing capacities, all the glass factories, solar, fluxes, modules, which all are importing. But at Reliance, we are setting up the giga factories. We'll be manufacturing solar panels, fluxes, modules, and we'll be making available even to the Indian industry. Firstly, yes, integration backward, so that we'll have the captive consumption. Big solar farms are going in the Khavda village of Bhuj Taluka in Kutch. So the area is almost ranging from few thousands to lakhs. So first plan is to over 1 lakh acre solar panels. That's how the target vision of going net zero by 2030. That's how at my level at the Jaggery farm, how we introduced or inculcate the green sustainability model. As Ruchita mentioned about the organic. So how we classify the organic, natural, something like we do something natural practice which is grown in forest. Anything which is grown in forest is a sustainable. So similar way, organic way, with the organic background, our sugarcane is grown naturally. It's a process naturally in the stainless steel pan where the nutrient is not lost. And instead of direct hitting, we are hitting it to the steam, indirect hitting. So the nutrients are, that's how the jaggery will be. That's how the sustainability point of view are working.
Fantastic. So good, all good things comes to an end. Always, I have, wherever I go panel discussion, I have one thumb rule. I don't start on time because it is not in my hand. But I always complete it on time because that is in my hand. So, I can give 30 seconds for your conclusion remark. Whatever you would like to share to the audience. 30 seconds, not more than that. Because we are already in.
Okay, if I have to summarize into 30 seconds, I think green initiative is a need of an hour. It's no more a choice for an organization. I think some of the things we have in our roots in India, we need to follow that. One of the quick point which I missed is we tracked, and she talked about Europe, USA, that country have to reduce their meat consumption because they consume a lot of meat, so carbon footprints have to be reduced. And in India, in Sodexo India, we are highest on plant consumption. So all getting back to, we have few things we know, but it's time to adopt them. It's time to track them and don't shy away from investment. And one last thing for the youth over here, I think sustainability is one of the hottest career along with analytics. So if you get an opportunity, please pick that up.
So my final remarks are these, that each one of you sitting out here is now made aware. Please go back, go to your peers, whenever you meet them, whoever you meet, make them aware as well. So whatever information, probably we were not able to give you much information, but we were able to give you food for thought. There were so many topics that got covered. I believe some of you must have made notes. Go research more on it in depth. There's so much to read, there's so much to learn, there's so much to grasp, and there's so much to share. So let's do that as well.
Okay.
So you will be the future leaders. Just to see how it will be, you will feel when you are tagged as the green leaders. So just whatever the discussion we had, okay, there are a lot of opportunity. Identify the areas where you can use it, utilize it, and go ahead, implement it. Enjoy.
Okay. Wonderful. Thanks for the wonderful panel. Green management is not just a jargon. If we don't take care of planet won't take care of us. It is not something like charity we are doing to the nation or country or globe. It is a need of an hour. If you do something, at least tomorrow your next generation will be happier. If you do anything wrong, what we are doing continuing, the future generation will regret and they blame on us. So if you don't want to blame your seniors, our first generation, today so-called millennial, Gen Zs, even my request, no, today if you can see your mobile, WhatsApp, your average screen time is 5.5 hours. My only request, don't change the world. You reduce it to 3 hours. Automatically, your eyes will be saved, your electricity will be saved, your thought process will be saved, and you can able to become better senior, wonderful living citizens. Right? Thanks a lot. Good luck.
Thank you.
Srini sir, for making such an intense topic light and interesting for us. Discussion was very enriching. From different perspectives, we heard first time about cage-free eggs, blue hydrogen, and some views on the topic were shared very interestingly.